Hello, this is Jim with We Develop Electrical Products. This is our next project with the Arduino, and what we're dealing with here is a RGB LED. You'll find this in your packet of things that you purchase for these projects, and it is an LED that has a red, green, and blue LED mounted in one case, and it's a common cathode. The negative pin is common between all three LEDs. And I'll show you what it looks like. This is the common cathode LED, and this is the hookup of it. We've got red, which is pin 1 over here, and we've got green, which is pin 3, and we've got blue, which is pin 4, and pin 2 is our ground. That's our common. So that's the hookup of the RGB connector or LED. And we're going to control the current. We're going to limit the current to each one of those LEDs with a 220 ohm resistor. And we've got the red one we're hooking up to, and there's a polarity to the LEDs as always, and that was shown back here. The positive goes to these leads here, and the negative goes to the common, the number 2 lead. So we've got the red going back to our Arduino, pin D11. And then we've got the green going back to the digital pin 10, and the blue going back to digital pin 9. So it's a very simple hookup. Then the common cathode gets connected to ground of the Arduino. And then the code for this is very simple. We're going to be declaring an integer of red underscore LED, and we're going to put that on pin 11, like our schematic showed, and an integer of green LED on pin 10 of the Arduino, and integer blue LED on pin 9. And then we're going to be declaring 3 integers, red, green, and blue. And then in our void setup, we've got 3 pin modes. We're making the red LED an output, the green LED an output, and the blue LED an output. And then we've got serial begin 9600, and that is only in here for debugging, and I really didn't use that anymore, but it's for printing out some of these values to see if things are working properly, but I'm just leaving it in there. And then what repeats over and over again? We've got the void loop, and we've got a red, and we're creating a random value. We're going to be between 0 and 255. That random value is going to be put in our variable red. And for the green is a random variable, again from 0 to 255, and we're going to be putting that in the green variable. And then the blue variable is going to receive a random value, again between 0 and 255. And then we're going to be calling a function that we've made, RGB underscore color, and we're going to be delivering that the random values for red, green, and blue. And that drops down here and to our RGB color function, and it receives the integer red value, green LED value, and blue LED value. It receives those random numbers that are generated. And we do an analog write to the red LED, to that pin 11, and of the random number that was generated for the red. And then the same with the green. We do an analog write for the green LED of that green LED value that was generated in the random generation. And then we do an analog write of the blue LED and of that blue LED value. and then we go back up here and we delay for 1.5 seconds, and then we go back through and we generate new random values. So it's just going to be changing the colors of the RGB LED at random, and that's what our sketch is doing for today. And if you compile this, and it says compiling sketch, and after it's done compiling, it'll say done compiling, and done compiling, and we've got no errors. So now you're free to upload it to your breadboard and see how it functions. And I'll show you how this functions in real life.
So here's what it looks like with the random changes in the RGB. So the diode just randomly gets intensities for the red, green, and blue LEDs, and that changes the color, obviously. So if you like this video, subscribe to the video and share it, and enjoy the Arduino.